No boilerplate, no fluff, just a SwiftUI and a working calculator. This is the tutorial we'll be creating today. As you can see, it's a standard calculator that enables the user to use standard operations. So if I add two numbers together, 7 plus 2, as you can see, it creates a sum 9. Take away 4, it's 5. So yeah, these are the features we'll be creating in this tutorial that allows the user to do add, multiplication, subtraction and percentages using the calculator. And the calculator can be used in landscape or portrait orientation. What we need to do now is to create a new Xcode project. We will call this Xcode project calculator. Select iOS, make sure app is selected, click on next. Enter the product name, which is calculator, click on next, click on create. We need to create an enum. To create an enum, just right click on your, click on your control key, then right click on the mouse, and then this menu will pop up. Click on new file, select Swift file, but our enum will be included within our view model. So create a view model called calculator it should be calculator view model. Click on create, and now we need to import SwiftUI, and now we create our enum. The purpose of our enum is to include the operations so our calculator can function. We're including the following operations such as add, subtract, should be subtract, also multiply, and then finally divide. We also need to create our class. Our class is called calculator view model. So the class will be defined using final class. The purpose of defining it as final, because we won't be using any inheritance, and then observable, that should be observable object, because we want all the changes to be published to the view. So that should be observable object. So all the changes within this class will be published to the view. And to make those changes published or publishable, we need to use the actual keyword publish var display string 0. And the purpose of the publish var display variable is that will act as the display text for the screen. And we need to create a few other published variables. Publish var highlighted operator. So this will be a data type of calc operator, which is also optional, that can be nil. And then we also need a few other private variables. Accumulator double equals nil. Private bar pending operator, which is another calculator or another calc data type, which is also optional. So if optional, that means a value can be assigned to the variable or not, but if a value is not assigned, we have to make sure we do safe unwrapping, else the application will crash. We'll be showing those examples later in the tutorial. Private var is typing number, bool equals false, and that will detect if the user is typing or not. Private var has edited since last clear, which is bool, and assigned false. Private, that should be private var last RHS, which is last right hand side, double, which is optional again, and that can be nil. And that will be the last right hand side digit of the display. Now it should be the right hand side for repeated equals. Private var last op as an operator, so the data type will be calc operator, and it will be optional nil. That should be nil. So private var error state, lowercase t, boolean, which is false. And we also have to create other functions within our view model, such as tap digit, should be digit, and that will accept a string. So D for digit. And then we also use a bit of error handling. So to use error handling, we can use guard, not error state. Error states. So that should be else all not clear, return. So the purpose of the error states, if there's no error that's happened, then we will continue within the rest of this function of the tap digit. And we also need to define other functions such as all clear. I don't know why it's not picking up my error state. Oh yeah, because I've got two R's there. There should be one. There should be two R's there. Error state. So why is it not picking up the error state? Let me copy it and then replace it. I also spelled it incorrectly. If it's typing number, then let count equals display dot replace or replacing occurrence of the minus with a blank. Also replacing occurrence of the dot with a blank. Dot count. If count is more or equal to 12, then return. So the purpose of those three lines is to prevent overly long inputs, like very, very long numbers, because this is just a basic calculator. If display equals 0, then display equals D. Else display dot append D. Else display equals D. Is typing number equals true. Highlighted operator equals nil. Has edited since last clear equals true. The next function we need to create is the tap minus function. Func tap plus minus guard not error state else all clear. So that's the function that we need to create later on. Return. Line 49, it cannot find replacing occurrences. So let me see if that's better. Yeah, it needs to be on one line. and if display equals to 0, then that means that nothing has changed. If display dot has prefix, it should be dot has prefix of the minus, then display dot remove first. So what that does, it will remove the first if already negative, and then it removes the minus to make it positive. Else display equals minus plus display, and that's how we make it negative. Has edited since last clear equals true. And the next function we need to create is the percentage function. Tap percent so what we're doing now, we're creating the percentage function so that when the user clicks on the percentage button, it will have the functionality to do the calculation. We've also started to do the display that we done previously a few minutes ago, which is here. Guard, and it should be guard, not error state, else all clear, return, it should be return. So what that does, if it's in error, it will just reset and then stop. Var v equals current value. That will, the purpose of that line will start with the number on the screen, and we need to type the following. If let op equals to pending operator, oh, that doesn't exist, but we'll be creating it later, so there should be pending operator is typing number. So what that does, or what that means, if an operator is waiting and the user is still typing, they're doing some sum, then we use the switch statement of the operator, and then we get the dot add operator, subtract, and then we use the accumulator, multiply it by v divided by 100.0. And then for multiplication, do something similar. Multiply dot divide b equals b divided by 100.0, which is a simple percent of the current value. Else we just do v equals v divided by 100.0. So there's no operator, just divide by 100. And then we update the display, format v. So that will update the screen display with the formatted result. We need to create the format function later. It's type in number equals true. So the purpose of this typing number equals true is to stay in typing mode, so the user can keep entering other like digits into their calculation. Has edited since last clear equals true. And then we need to create another function that's called tap operator. And then the tap operator will accept an operator, a calc operator object, which we need to create later. That should be calc. So what we've done so far, we've created a few of the functions to enable the calculator to function, although it's not finished. But we'll be implementing the other features in next week's tutorial. And if you're here for the first time, like, comment and subscribe if you found the tutorial helpful or interesting.